Hey guys, happy Friday. Alright, so yesterday you got down the very basics of photosynthesis and cellular respiration. Today we are going very in-depth on photosynthesis. What I want you to do right now is answer these two questions on your paper, so pause the video, answer those right now. Alright, welcome back. I want you to check yourself with these. If you had something like produces oxygen and glucose, you were on the right track. If you went in to be more specific, that's awesome. So oxygen helps animals breathe. And then glucose is the food that plants and animals need to survive. And then you should all be experts on number 2, walk OG. All right, we're going to move on to below. All right, so there are 3 steps of photosynthesis. The first is to capture the light, the second is a light-dependent reaction, and the third is light-independent reaction, which is the Calvin cycle. A couple of notes to go over. The Calvin cycle, or the light-independent, depends on the products of light-dependent reactions, and then glucose molecules are formed during light-independent reactions in photosynthesis. Alright, so during this video, we're basically going to break down all of these reactants and products. Where are they happening and in what stages? Okay, if I were to zoom in, I'm just going to give you some perspective here. Okay, here's my leaf. If I zoom in on a leaf, I'm going to see a plant cell. Okay, nucleus. Plant cells, remember, have mitochondria, and then they also have chloroplasts. I'm going to be zooming in on a chloroplast. Okay, chloroplast. Okay. Remember, there's a couple of parts of a chloroplast that I want to focus on. One is the stroma. That's the liquid inside of the chloroplast that surrounds all of my stacks of thylakoids that are called grana. In my thylakoid, so an individual thylakoid is what we're going to focus on. Remember, the whole stack would be a granum, stacks are grana. Now, we are going to start with the first step, capture the light. Okay, so light, the sun, is captured by pigments in the thylakoid called, one example is chlorophyll. So it captures the light. This is called the light-dependent reaction. This is the first step, light-dependent reaction. And here we're taking basically water from the roots and light from the sun and making usable energy and releasing oxygen. These are like mini reactions that happen within photosynthesis. Now that I have this energy and I've released this oxygen, I'm going to move my energy at least to the stroma, and this is going to be the light-independent reaction, or the Calvin cycle. Now in the Calvin cycle, I'm going to take my energy and the CO2 from the atmosphere, and I am going to make glucose. So that's the food. Now, even though this is called a light-independent reaction, you notice none of these are requiring sunlight. I still need the product of energy from the light-dependent reaction, which can only be made in the presence of sun. So both of these reactions have to happen when the sun is out for either of these to occur. I know it sounds a little bit counterintuitive. So that's why this says the Calvin cycle depends on the products of light-independent reaction. I'm taking this energy and I'm using it as a reactant. I'm going to tell you what you're doing for the rest of class. I just went over briefly an overview. You guys are going to, when you flip your page, you are going to be using this model to answer these questions. Remember, all of the answers are in the diagram. After you've gone through that, you're going to create your own annotations for these words so it makes sense in your brain, and you will use those annotations as you're going through these multiple choice problems. If you don't finish these multiple choice problems in class, they will be homework and annotations will count for that. Let me know if you have any questions and have fun.